Thank you so much for doing this, and would welcome also any other guidance from Chief Scott. Did the 37-year-old who had a license to carry, did he brandish a gun? And at what point did law enforcement retrieve the gun and also the magazines from him? Can you offer clarity on
this
where
individual
those were found?
showed up to impede a law enforcement operation and assaulted our officers. They responded according to their training and took action to defend the officer's life and those of the public around him. And I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign. This is a violent riot when you have someone showing up with weapons and are using them to assault law enforcement officers.
Because video appears to show he's disarmed before shots are fired. So I just want clarity on that. And beyond that, I just want to follow up and ask who within the federal government is leading the criminal investigation, understanding that CBP OPR has opened up an internal investigation. And beyond that, why did federal agents tell Minneapolis Police Department to leave the scene?
We're continuing to follow the exact same protocols that we always have. And so this investigation is ongoing. We're continuing to gather the facts as they unfold throughout that. And we'll do it just like we did under the entire Trump administration and previous administrations. Nothing has changed, and we'll continue to release details as we have them. But I want you to not distract away from the facts of this situation. Our law enforcement officers were there doing a targeted operation against an individual who was in this country illegally and had a criminal conviction for domestic assault with intent to do bodily harm and other convictions as well. This individual went and impeded their law enforcement operations, attacked those officers, had a weapon on him and multiple dozens of rounds of ammunition, wishing to inflict harm on these officers, coming brandishing like that and impeding their work that they were doing. We'll continue to allow that.
Yes, here we go again. Few weeks ago, we were on this topic. What I have seen within the space of 2 days, I was unable to even report on what actually happened again. At some point, Libras are saying, oh, this was ICE's fault. This blame game just continue. I begin to ask these questions. If you are being entangled with law enforcement, why not just respect them and follow their instruction without resisting? If you don't do this, I don't believe something like this will happen. This is now what I see on social media. If you interfere with federal law enforcement agents doing their job and something bad happens to you, please do not ask the rest of us law-abiding citizens for sympathy. This is what I see on social media.
Right now, we're seeing a giant cultural shift when it comes to politics.
I'm Patty LaPone. I am standing in solidarity with the brave people of Minnesota who are fighting back against the hostile takeover of their state by ICE and the Trump administration with a day of truth. Minnesotans are coming together to protest ICE with a general strike. That means no work, no school, no shopping. We still have our First Amendment rights to free speech and to protest. And the best way to protect those rights is to use them. How ICE is treating our neighbors is horrifying and wrong. If you'd like to support our Minnesotan brothers and sisters, go to iceoutmn.com for more information. If you're in Minnesota, join the march tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Commons downtown. I'm with you, Minnesota. We all are.
What we're seeing currently is no longer Republican-Democrat. We're no longer seeing that. What we're starting to see currently at this present time is basically Americans and the left. And I know there's going to be a group of people on the left that don't want to hear that. They're going to sit here. They're going to call me right-wing. They're going to call me a bunch of... But the problem is, you've pushed people like myself that are independent registered voters so far away that we're never even going to look to the left again. Ever again. It would take a pipe dream in order for me to ever even look in the left's direction again. You guys have done everything you can to bastardize anything normal in this country. You've bastardized people having kids. You've bastardized straight couples. You've bastardized men and women wanting to stay in their separate bathrooms. You've bastardized people trying to keep education away from children. What the f with the left, bro? You've bastardized us wanting to keep the country safe. You've bastardized people being patriotic. You've bastardized people waving the American flag. You've bastardized being an American. How can I ever vote in your direction again?
Country is hurting, and it's appalling. I'm appalled. I'm sickened. And we can't go another day just sort of accepting this as our new norm. It's outrageous. People are murdered. And I don't want to normalize seeing people on the internet, on film. It's hideous. And so if we can do anything out here to support the movement to cast ICE out, to delegitimize this unbelievably criminal organization, then that's what we should be doing. So I'm proud to wear the pin.
And it's great to see people with your platform to speak out against that kind of.
Yes, I saw Barack Obama releasing a statement about what happened recently. When you take a look at this, Barack and Michelle Obama released a strong worded joint statement Sunday, breaking their silence on the of Alex Bree, making one thing clear: this has to stop. Calling pretty passing a heartbreaking tragedy that should be a wake-up call to every American. The former president and first lady said, no matter what political party you align with, our collective core values as a nation are increasingly under assault. This is Barack Obama's statement with Michelle condemning what recently happened. At some point, I don't know, the outreach from the left is manufactured. That is according to a lot of people saying on social media. Most people would be horrified if they knew the real truth about the criminal ICE is targeting, but they don't because the media constantly lies and manipulate the narrative. Democratic politicians do the same thing. It's deeply wrong. At some point, like I said on my previous videos, these people actually don't even know the essence of what ICE is doing. Why can't they allow ICE to do their job peacefully without all this? Only in America, keeping the country safe is now a bigger problem. Like, I don't understand. When you take a look at the number of people coming out to do this, it's alarming. I have seen Hollywood celebrities like you have seen here, two of them coming out to, talk against ICE, some even advocating that ICE should be abolished. And now they are planning to demonstrate on the street to talk against ICE. This is exactly what, I've not seen before. Sometimes I begin to ask myself, do these people actually even know the essence of ICE? Because it's like some call it a criminal organization, some call it Trump personal army.
I feel like the mentality of the military and the police, even though there is a lot of crossover, I mean, a lot of guys get out of the military and then they join law enforcement. But I feel like they are somewhat fundamentally different. I mean, when I think about somebody joining the Army or one of the branches after 9/11, I think that's a supreme act of patriotism. I think about people joining the police, not that there aren't many, and probably most, we don't know the numbers, good police, but it's also when you give people a badge, it's sort of an invitation to be a bully. It's sort of like, okay, here's your license to be an ass want. It looks like fundamentally they made the mistake here with the ICE people.
It's our freedom. So it hurts me badly.
Rob Stewart actually came out, talk against Trump because of this issue of ICE. At some point, these people will increase these tensions every single day when they release these videos. I don't want to talk much. I'm going to end here. As of the short clips you see at the end, that is for the YT algorithm. Please share out the video. You can end here.
It feels sometimes that there is no one watching.
Normalize what's going on in this country right now. I love America. I love us. I love our communities, free speech, the Trevor Project. And
my babies are upstairs watching. Y'all better be off them damn phones and watching me right now.
Bill Maher,
You give us so much, but I would love a little less. Just.
Best editing goes to the Justice Department.
Thank you, everyone. I'm a little in shock about that.
Maduro.
Let your hatred and sit this one out.
Well, these guys are peas, dude. And we
100.
There you go.
$1,500.
Let's see if they get the.
Well,
I want to see them get
it. MAGA's going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Robin.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
You and your husband were friends with Rob and Michelle Reiner, and
everybody knew that wasn't true. A dangerous relative as a likely suspect. A tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one incident, she said,
We should have said nothing.
The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When people ought to have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolute horror.
Hi, Mel Gibson. I'm in Italy.
Obviously has an opinion on this, and